Now, time for some serious training.
So, we're gonna completely destroy Gohan. He's really weak, and I think this fight lasts all of 30 seconds, if that. I mean, I'm sure the little guy is trying his best, but we have like 3 blue health bars. And our light grenade destroys a whole health bar and a half of his, so I think we've already won here. His special attacks barely scratch us. He could hit us with like 20 more of those.
Finish! Your every waking moment will be devoted to training, nothing else. Now get ready!
You can't! I'll die!
Impossible! I already cut his tail! Ready?
You most certainly did not cut his tail already, you filthy liar. You haven't even blown up the moon yet. But yeah, for some reason Piccolo insists that he already took off Gohan's tail, even though, you know, we can clearly see he didn't, because he's in his Great Ape form right now, in the middle of day. There's something weird going on here. Now, it took me a while to figure out why he would possibly lie about this, or why they would put that in the script. And I think it's because Gohan's character model doesn't have his tail. Kid Gohan only gets one character model, and it doesn't have a tail with it. But the game is already not interested in fidelity with the series, so why would you lie specifically for this one little detail? Gohan even mentions his tail in that Raditz saga, and he doesn't have it there on his character model either. As a kid, I used to think these fights against the Great Apes were difficult, but then I realized that you could just use a normal smash attack to get rid of them the same as anybody else. They are very strong, and they're resistant to any melee attack that isn't a smash attack, but if you use smash attacks, you should have no issue at all.
Nowhere to run. Be gone! Maybe this is part of his Saiyan heritage.
This fighting copies of yourself business is pretty weird.
How the heck did I get stuck with all this anyway?
This is the first time you participate in a group fight. You still fight one-on-one, but you have a lot of teammates you can switch to, or you just tag to them when you die. We have to fight copies of all of the Z fighters, minus Goku and Gohan, of course. And each of the opponents increases in difficulty, so Krillin will be the weakest, Yamcha will be stronger, Tien will be stronger still, Chaozu even stronger than that, and for some reason Yajirobe will be the strongest. I should note that when I say strongest, I mean their AI gets better, not they get bigger health bars or more attack power. I plan to finish all of them off with Yajirobe. I don't plan to switch to any of the other Z fighters at all. This is mostly because you never really get to play as Yajirobe. Now, I suppose you never get to play as Yamcha much either, but I mean, come on, it's Yamcha, we're fine. Yajirobe's projectile attacks are pretty weak generally speaking, like his regular ki blast is just him throwing rocks, pretty lazily at that. He can shoot an energy wave out of his sword called the Kablam Slicer, but that's, you know, pitifully easy to dodge. And if you don't dodge it, you can just destroy it with your own projectile attack. I'm pretty sure every projectile in the game is stronger than the Kablam Slicer. Yajirobe has several other disadvantages over the other fighters, like not being able to teleport behind them as quickly, and not being able to fly. You can still totally kick people's asses with him, but you might embarrass them a little bit. Yajirobe also starts floating while you're initiating melee combat with taller enemies, which is, again, a disadvantage, because while he's floating, he can't perform the same moves as the characters that can fly. Floating is like flying, except your mobility is way hampered. There are many other characters incapable of flight, like General Tao or Master Yoshi, but they generally move faster than Yajirobe does. I apologize, did I just call him Master Yoshi? If there is an upside to Yajirobe, it's that he doesn't need to charge his ki meter very much for him to use any of his attacks. That's a pretty small consolation though, and he even lacks the diversity in his combos that all the other Z fighters have. So again, yeah, it's an ideal way to humiliate somebody if you're into that. Think of him as the Dan Hibiki of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. Though maybe that would be Hercule. Maybe it would be him instead. Either way, I've said pretty much all there is to say about Yajirobe, so I'm just going to show myself finishing off the rest of the Z fighters, and we can move on to something more interesting.
Stop making fun of me! Disgusting! Here goes! Finish! Ow! Ow! Enough! I'm not gonna fight!
If that's all you've got, you should just leave. I've got some serious training to do.
Hey there, Goku! I have an excellent training partner for you today.
It's my lucky day. Looks like I get to finish you off a second time, don't I? I hate to spoil your fun, but I don't think we can die twice, right?
You have nothing to fear, so go at it, you two!
So, I don't know if they really dumbed Raditz down for this fight a lot, or if I'm just this good at exploiting the game. But Raditz is insultingly easy to take care of here. I do get to show off why the Kamehameha is my favorite projectile, though. It starts up really fast, and the computers don't seem to recognize it as an actual threat for whatever reason. They'll still charge right at you regardless of whether you're charging up a Kamehameha or not. Which means you can unload it right in their face before they reach you. It's kind of hilarious. This applies to almost every AI character in the game. For some reason, they just seem to be programmed to run straight at you whenever you use it. That being said, you can also easily use it before they get next to you, and it activates so fast that they'll just stand there dumbfounded and get shot, like Raditz just did twice in a row. So yeah, yeah.
No! I can't believe it! Defeated by Kakarot! I almost can't believe it myself! I've really powered up!
Yes! Well done, Goku! You've improved even more than I expected! Listen, the enemy is even stronger than we imagined. We can't afford to hold back even for a second.
Thanks for everything, King Kai. If this doesn't work, I'll come see you again.